Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the zodiac signs Sagittarius and Money. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Well, anyway, people, first thing I'll look at as far as Sagittarius and Money, well, this is not a sign that generally is really that concerned about accumulating a lot of wealth. It's a sign though that can be affluent, because a Sagittarius, what I see in Sagittarius is the lucky zodiac sign, but it's not mainly through actual literal luck as far as how they accumulate any money or material items or what have you. I think a lot of it is attributed to their expansive and upbeat nature. They have the power of positive thinking. They're very optimistic, and I think their goodwill and spirit often attracts the right people to them. Sometimes that can help them out, or it gives them that certain position in life, that certain stature that enables them to acquire money. But it's not a sign that you would associate with being materialistic. Sagittarius is really, they're not concerned that much, generally speaking, about having a lot of money. Now, Ted Turner, who is a very prominent businessman, of course, he has Sagittarius rising. There's some exceptions to this. I think he's fairly concerned about monetary wealth. But anyway, there's also, when I look at Sagittarius, it's a sign, as I stated before, they could accumulate their funds based on a lot of it, their goodwill, and they're also, Sagittarius is about expanding the mind. They're often perpetual learners. They never get tired or stagnant mentally, generally speaking. They often can go to college and then they get their degree, and then they can make their money from the degree they get. Now, Sagittarius is very philanthropic, very benevolent. They're the type that can give a lot of their money away to charity. They have the what me worry outlook in life, and that could apply and pertain to their finances as well. Now, Sagittarius can often be that reckless gambler. They could be that compulsive gambler. But the thing about Sagittarius is they might have the better chance, on average collectively, to actually get a profit on when they do gamble, because they can be very fortuitous and they have a lot of confidence. But the thing is, sometimes the overconfidence can be to their detriment as well. Sagittarius can gain a lot of money at one time, but they also can have the propensity to lose it fairly quickly as well. Now, as far as loaning money out, well, they're usually the type that can do this more readily than the average sign, and they're not always concerned about getting it back unless it might be an exorbitant amount. But they're also, on the other side of the coin, if they owe someone money, they might not always be in a hurry to give it back, because they have that what me worry philosophy. And it's generally not because they're being malicious in any way, shape, or form. It's just because they might not look at that as something that's of any really strong significance, like, say, a Taurus, or Virgo, or Capricorn, for example. So anyway, it's also important to look at the sign on the second house cusp. In a solar natal chart for Sagittarius, Capricorn often falls on the second house cusp. So Sagittarius is generally, they're not known to be very prudent, but they could show a little more prudence in their finances because Capricorn falls on the second house cusp in many instances. Now, it could indicate that they might show certain responsibility, or the money that they generate might be connected with a position of responsibility and authority. And also, they might generate income through something Capricorn-like. It could be working in business, like Ted Turner, who has Sagittarius rising, does. It can be something connected, say, with politics or the government. It could be just a simple government-related job, such as perhaps working in the postal department, or something where the government is associated with what they're doing as far as their income goes. So Could also be something even working as a general worker or labor, something where it could even be something in a stock, doing retail work, doing construction. Capricorn is a sign connected with structure, of course, and building, and even something perhaps with accounting could be another example, something that's connected with business and perhaps finance as well. So also, it's important to look at the sign on the cusp of the 6th house. So for Sagittarius, the zodiac sign Taurus often falls on the 6th house cusp in a solar or natal chart. So with Taurus being there, it could the Taurus being there in many instances in a solar or natal chart for Sagittarius. Well, this could indicate that Sagittarius may be inclined to do some work, employment connected with the Taurus-like fields such as agriculture, architecture, doing something connected with the earth such as cultivation, gardening, being a geologist, even something connected with finance, with money, such as working as a stockbroker, working in finance, doing banking, or even something connected with the arts, such as drawing, painting, sculpting, acting even. So those are, or modeling. So those are some things to look at as far as Taurus on the 6th house cusp in many of these instances. Now, last but not least, it's also important to look at the sign on the 10th house cusp. And as far as Sagittarius goes in a solar or natal chart, the zodiac sign Virgo often falls on that cusp. And this can indicate that Sagittarius may actually do something connected as far as a career vocation, something that's connected with being analytical, putting their analytical abilities to use. It could be something connected with being very proficient with details, such as detailing on automobiles, for example, medical billing, codes, computer programming, data entry. And as far as analysis may go, perhaps data science, data management, and also perhaps something associated with the health field, such as working in health and fitness, being a nutritionist, working as a gym teacher, a fitness instructor, something with sports medicine. It could be a possibility as well, because you'd be incorporating the sports into that, and also that Virgo kind of health thing with the medicine. And anyway, one thing I didn't include earlier is that Sagittarius could actually do well in some other fields as well, as far as for the sign Sagittarius in general, such as sports. MLB player, former MLB player Barry Bonds has a Sagittarius ascendant, do well in sports, publishing, philosophy, something connected with religion, theology, working as a professor, even science, prolific science man. Bill Nye, the science guy, has a Sagittarius sun. I don't know his ascendant because I don't know his actual time of birth. But anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the zodiac sign Sagittarius and money. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be talking about the zodiac sign Capricorn and money. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.